After all these years, we're finally getting a new addition to the Mafia franchise, Mafia: The Old Country. And I've done a little bit of research, and I've tried to gather all the information that we have so far to go over with you regarding Mafia: The Old Country. Bear in mind, we will learn more over the next few months leading into its release in 2025. But there's always a possibility that I might have missed something. If I did, feel free and let me know below in the comment section, as long as it's something that has actually been confirmed. In case any of you are curious about the B-roll, I am flying around in Microsoft Flight Simulator in a Beechcraft Bonanza. I was originally going to use a Curtiss biplane, but the Curtiss biplane is too slow, and I didn't want to jump into a fighter jet because that might be a little too fast. I thought it would be cool to fly around parts of Sicily while we go over this list of things that we know so far when it comes to Mafia: The Old Country. And I also want to know your thoughts, views, and opinions regarding Mafia: The Old Country below as well in the comment section. The first thing we know about Mafia: The Old Country is that it's going to be a prequel to the Mafia franchise, to Mafia Definitive Edition, Mafia II, Mafia 3. This is, I guess you could say, the origin story of the entire Mafia franchise. We also know that it's coming in 2025, most likely a spring-summer release, because of the fact that Hangar 13 is under Take-Two. Another video game studio under Take-Two is Rockstar Games. They're making a game called Grand Theft Auto 6, which is supposed to be coming out in fall 2025. So obviously Take-Two doesn't want to put these two games up side by side. That would be a very bad idea. Take-Two is most likely going to give Mafia: The Old Country some breathing room with either a spring or a summer 2025 release. The basic information, according to the description section of the Mafia: Old Country official teaser trailer, uncover the origins of organized crime in Mafia: The Old Country, a gritty mob story set in brutal underworld of 1900s Sicily. Fight for survival in this dangerous, unforgiving era, with action brought to life by the authentic realism, rich storytelling that the critically acclaimed Mafia series is known for. In other words, the setting of this game is Sicily, or a version of Sicily in the 1900s. I doubt it's going to be 100% authentic Sicily. This is a video game after all, so don't expect to be able to roam around the entire island of Sicily. It'd be amazing if we could, but I doubt that. And when it comes to the setting, this is something a lot of people are debating. What do they mean by 1900s? I think that this is going to be a time jump situation, similar to Mafia Definitive Edition, as well as Mafia II. I think we're going to see different years as well as time jumps in Mafia: The Old Country. You'll start off at the beginning, early 1900s in the game, and as you progress through the story, I think we're going to see a few time jumps. I don't know how many, 2, maybe 3 or more. So I don't think it's going to be set in one specific year or day in this game. I think we might see a few time jumps. That's just speculation on my part. The town that's featured at the end of the trailer appears to be San Celeste, which was also featured at the beginning of Mafia 2. If this is San Celeste in Mafia: The Old Country, it does tie into Mafia 2. And it also ties into Tommy Angelo's family, because I believe Tommy Angelo's family is from Sicily. So you have the protagonist of Mafia 1, his family is from Sicily. You also have a setting from Mafia 2 in this game, and the very real possibility that we will see a younger Don Carlo. He was featured very briefly at the end of The Old Country in Mafia 2 when he rode in on a tank telling the fascist Italian army to surrender. Another connection between Mafia: The Old Country and Mafia 2. It is possible that we might be playing a young Don Carlo, or a younger Salieri, or a younger Frank. We really don't know who the protagonist is going to be as of right now. But between those three options, I think I would like to play a younger Carlo. According to Nick Baines, president of Hangar 13, Mafia: The Old Country will be a quote-unquote deep linear narrative, very similar to Mafia Definitive Edition, and Mafia 2. Now this leads to some division between Mafia fans. Some of us like the linear settings of the first few games. Others want that along with some open world side questing and collecting and other things to do in the game. At the moment, we do not know if we're going to be able to actually explore the entire island of Sicily. I doubt that once again. But it would be cool if the way they did the missions is similar to GTA and Red Dead, where it didn't just force you from one mission to the next and to the next all the way to the end, but you had some stuff you could do in between missions, maybe some organized crime stuff, maybe you could buy a property, maybe you could go just do collecting or exploring. And whenever you want to do the next mission in Mafia the Old Country, there would be an icon that appears on your map that you would go to initiate the next mission. Personally, that's what I would like to see when it comes to the way the missions work in Mafia the Old Country. Doesn't mean that's going to happen. We'll just have to wait and see. From the trailer, we can tell that the voice actor is speaking in English with probably a Sicilian accent. And when it comes to language, Mafia Games' official socials have confirmed, quote-unquote, authenticity is at the heart of the Mafia franchise, and Mafia the Old Country will offer voice acting in Sicilian in line with the game's setting in 1900 Sicily. Additionally, Italian language localization will be available in both in-game UI and via subtitles. This makes a lot of Mafia fans very, very happy because a lot of people were concerned that because the game's set in Sicily, and you have Sicilian, you have Italian, that maybe those languages would not be featured, but that's nothing to worry about according to Hangar 13. Obviously, it makes sense that people would be speaking in Sicilian and Italian in Mafia the Old Country. In the trailer and screenshots, we saw lemons, we saw grapes, which you can make wine with, and I think these are going to be two very important fruits in the game. Lemons are very, very important to Sicilian culture, and obviously wine is a very popular commodity that is sold throughout the world. So don't be surprised if there's vineyards, lemon orchards that the Mafia has connections to and are profiting from. The weapons we saw in the trailer and screenshots include a revolver, a Lupara, which is a Italian sawed-off double-barrel shotgun, as well as a knife. I believe we'll probably have a few more weapons to choose from in Mafia the Old Country. I don't know if we'll be able to get access to a 1911 or a Tommy gun, but perhaps we'll have those weapons available to use in the later half of the story of Mafia the Old Country, if there's in fact time jumping that occurs in the game. In one of the interior screenshots, which looks absolutely beautiful, not only do we see at least one revolver laying on the ground, we see the flag for the Kingdom of Italy, which reigned from 1861 to 1946. Speculation is whether or not this game is going to be set before or during the First World War, or perhaps even after the First World War, during the rise of Benito Mussolini. Whether or not we see the rise of Benito Mussolini and him becoming Prime Minister of Italy, which did take place in 1922, remains to be seen, depending on the timeline of Mafia the Old Country. In one of the screenshots, we see a car. And I did a bit of research trying to pinpoint exactly what era this car is from. There are some cars that resemble it from the early 1900s, but the design becomes more prevalent in the 1910s eras of automobiles. So it's very possible that the setting might be right before or during the Great War. I can't really envision there being too many cars on the island of Sicily, because cars still weren't really popular even back in the first few decades of the 1900s. Horseback was still a form of travel, along with walking, bicycles, trains, boats. Aircrafts were still in its infancy. We had biplanes, especially during the First World War, but that was also few and far between compared to automobiles. But I don't expect there to be a whole bunch of cars driving around San Celeste or Sicily in Mafia the Old Country. So your mode of transportation might be limited to walking, maybe horseback, maybe bicycles. And finally, a correction. The prayer card in the trailer and in the screenshot is obviously not a tarot card. I got that one wrong. Prayer cards, obviously important in Sicilian, Italian, Catholic culture. So yeah, that was a prayer card, not a tarot card. And hopefully we will learn more about Mafia: The Old Country coming up in December, probably at the Game Awards. Overall, I'm very excited about Mafia: The Old Country. The screenshots look amazing. The setting makes sense. I really like the direction Hangar 13 is taking the Mafia franchise with this prequel. I cannot wait to learn more about Mafia: The Old Country, as well as play the game when it eventually comes out sometime in 2025. Hopefully, once again, a spring-summer release on PS5, Xbox Series, and PC. Your thoughts, views, and opinions regarding Mafia: The Old Country, welcome, as always, below in the comments section.